Hey everyone, I'm Jasper, and in today's video, I'm gonna be bringing you guys along with me for a day in my workout life. It's my morning routine. Some of you are gonna be watching this at night, some of you are gonna be watching this in the morning. So follow along with me. We have something a bit similar, but a bit different than last time. In today's video, we're gonna be doing a back workout, but of course, we take supplements beforehand. I spoke about it a little bit in my last video, so if you have a little bit of supplement questions, a little bit of pre-workout, post-workout questions, go check out my last video, but we're gonna get straight into it today. So today, we're gonna be starting out with some pre-workout, then we're gonna go to the gym, do some stretching, get into a killer back workout. Then after the back workout, I have a super good recipe that I've been eating every single day that's been helping me stay lean, stay strong, stay muscular, and I think that you're really gonna enjoy that. It's not too hard to make, and it's super enjoyable. Today, we're gonna be going with, let's see, let's go with the 3/4 scoop, and then water with your pre. I like to eyeball it. A rule of thumb is like 10 to 12 ounces. So let's get this pre in, let's head to the gym, let's get some stretching, and yeah, I'll meet you guys there. Now that we're at the gym, we're gonna get our stretching in. There's really only 2 to 3 things that we're gonna need. I usually say grab a kettlebell, grab a dumbbell, grab some type of elasticy rope, and grab a mat if you need a mat. A mat isn't always necessary, just sometimes you get a little bit of pain in your booty. So to start, we're gonna go side to side. We're gonna loosen up the hips a little bit. You can touch your toes. We're just gonna wanna reach down and see how far we can go to touch our toes. Each day, we're gonna get a little bit further and a little bit better. If you struggle to touch your toes a little bit, I usually grab 2 kettlebells and I try to strengthen my low back. I don't push myself, overdo it at all. I just keep it very simple. I get in a good posture. Once I'm in a good posture, got both kettlebells by my side. If you know what an RDL is, it's very similar. You're just gonna wanna bend down. You should feel that hamstrings, your quads, your butt, your low back. You just really wanna focus on using your low back, but not overdoing it so you get a stretch and you don't work it out. You wanna stretch it out. I like to use the bands when it comes to shoulders and my upper back because I don't always get that pinch, and I like to get a little bit of muscle warmth beforehand because when I'm working out the back, I really like to get a really targeted feel, and I like to make sure my back is as pumped up as possible. So what you're gonna wanna do is you're gonna wanna grab a light band, not too hard, not too easy, because you don't wanna hurt yourself, you don't wanna overdo it because this is a stretch, not necessarily a workout. What you're gonna wanna do is you're gonna wanna grab it, extend, keeping it level with your shoulders, pinching your upper mid back. That way you can get a full stretch on it. The next stretch we're gonna be doing is we're gonna be sitting on a mat. A mat makes it a lot easier because you stick to the ground a little bit better. You're able to get a bit deeper of a stretch. But if you don't have a mat, you can use a towel, you can use a shirt. Just try to make sure that you're sticking to the ground a bit so that way you're able to get deep on your stretches. Start butterfly position, just up and down. Not too fast, not too slow. Really feel it in your hips. If you need to push down a little bit, you can. For our next stretch, you're gonna wanna get your feet as wide as possible apart. I know I'm not a beginner, but we all start somewhere. I remember when I could barely do this, and that's okay. I'm just showing you because it is possible to get to where you wanna be. It just takes motivation and it takes drive, and you will reach where you wanna be one day. But first, let's reach to the right side, go to the left. Now we're gonna wanna reach down the middle. Now we're gonna wanna bring our feet in, grab the band. Just gonna wanna pull yourself in. You should feel a stretch in your low back. You don't gotta go too tight. You don't gotta go too far, too hard. Just wanna feel the stretch. You wanna feel it pull a little bit. We're gonna wanna warm up our upper body a little bit more. So stand squared, feet shoulder width apart, arms right on your side, put them out, put them at 90. You're just gonna wanna go up. You wanna feel it in your shoulders, your lats, get a good rotation on it. There's no certain number, it's just so you feel it. And when I say feel it, before you get to the part where it feels like you're working out, before you're getting sore, you just want to stretch it, but you don't want to go too easy on yourself. Because if you don't go hard enough, you're not going to see improvement tomorrow. Now that we're in the pencil form, arms side to side, hands facing the sky. Okay, we are ready to get this back workout in. If you guys have any questions about stretching, make sure you guys ask me. Let's go get this back workout in today.
I must have went blind tonight, cause I swear that you out of sight. Man, I'm so up, I could be a pilot, and I just hope trying to catch a flight. So let me get the digits. I've been searching, it's so hard to find a girl who's one of a kind. Just being alone just isn't cool. I'll take 1,000 trips around the world just so I could find you, girl. Cause darling, I've been looking for you. Yeah, I'm looking for you. For you. Let's get it now. I'm so up, I could be a pilot. Be a pilot. Be a pilot. I'm so up, I could be a pilot. Beat. Let's get it now.
Now that we're home and all cleaned up, I'm gonna teach you guys my super simple stuffed pepper recipe. So there's a few things that we're gonna need. We're gonna need beef. I go with 85-15. Bell peppers, you can go with big or small, doesn't really matter. We don't judge around here. For seasonings, I'm gonna go with like a spicy meat seasoning, garlic powder, some salt, and some avocado oil. This is what I'm gonna put into my pan when I'm making my beef. When it comes to prepping the meat, we're really just gonna wanna put the meat in the pan, grab our oil, put some on the pan, salt, season to your taste, your pleasure, some of that spicy meat seasoning I was telling you about, be generous, and then some garlic powder, pretty simple. Chop it all up, make sure it's on the pan. So we're just gonna let this cook. Usually takes between 10-15 minutes. You don't wanna cook it on too high of a heat, otherwise you're gonna burn it. So just super simple, just let that cook. Always add in a little bit of onion. Add some really good taste to the beef. Goes good with garlic. Get it all diced up, doesn't have to be too perfect. Then we're gonna wanna get this in a pan. We're just gonna wanna let this brown a little bit. We're gonna wanna cook the onions, get a little glaze on them. The meat's looking really good too. Chop it all up, give it a good mix. Now we're gonna prep our peppers. Remember, we could go with big, small, medium. It doesn't really matter on the size. You're just gonna wanna cut the top off. Careful. Cut out the inside. Can't really use that for anything. Our peppers are all cut. Let's go check on our meat. The meat's looking really good. I think we just gotta stir it a little bit more. It's almost done. I like it a little bit crispy, make sure it's cooked. Let's check on the onion. Onion's looking good. I lowered the heat a little. Now that our onions and beef are done cooking, we're gonna add in cream cheese. I go with the whipped. We have garlic and herb, and we're gonna be adding in original. So be generous on it. The cream cheese kind of adds to the taste. The cream cheese actually does add to the taste. That's why I mix it up. They had a bunch of super interesting flavors. Then you're just gonna wanna mix it in there. Makes a really good base. You got a ton of seasonings too. You got a really good stuffed pepper coming. So now that our mixture is all made, we gotta start adding this into the pepper, you know? you gotta pack it down. I'd say I used about a little under a half pound of beef today. Maybe even a little less. Cool. Now all that we're gonna do is we're just gonna put these into the air fryer. We don't really need to cook them to a certain temperature or anything. Everything's already pre-cooked. So we're just gonna cook them till we feel like they're at a perfect temperature, perfect color, perfect, just the right way that you wanna cook them. Now that our bell peppers are done, it's time to taste them. I'm gonna get right into it. They're looking super good, super yummy. I did the small ones for about 7 minutes and I cooked this big one for 8, and I did like a little bit of a ghost pepper cheese on top. That's really good. So if you think about it, today what we did, you learned about pre-workout, you learned about stretching, you can get a really good back workout and a super nutritious meal afterwards. My name's Jasper. If you have any questions or want to learn more about me, head over to my